Yo guys, it's your homie Xenopain. I'd like to welcome y'all to another Black Desert Online video, and to today's video, the reworks have finally hit us, and I bet all y'all are super happy. So we're gonna go ahead and go over the patch notes, and I'm gonna go ahead and go over my Guardian and Dark Knight classes, being I'm familiar with those classes. Don't worry, I will provide timestamps, but other than that, let's go ahead and bounce into the video. Alright, first up we have skills of classes will be reset during the January 10th maintenance, as you all know, and skills will be reset, and your skill add-ons will also be reset. No worries if you guys are in Histria or Sakraya or any of those places, you guys can go to the BA by doing this. So wherever you guys are at in the Black Desert world, you're going to press start, go into war, and then battle arena, and then just pick whatever battle arena that you want to, and then come over here to GM Silver, and he'll go ahead and take you through your skills and all of your skill add-ons. That's how you do that, specifically for newer players who don't know, so now you know. And if you have a Book of Old Moon, you'll be fine. You'll be able to go ahead and re-input your skills where you're at, but you will have to visit a skill instructor to re-put in your skill add-ons. We also have a new skill called Unyielding Might, and it increases the damage of special attacks with this Unyielding Might. It is a passive. All special attacks plus 1%. Adding Unyielding Might, a passive skill you can learn once you reach level 62. Added the class damage ratios to the Adventurer's Guide category so that you can check the damage rate applied for each class when each class attacks its enemies. Increase the amount of damage applied by 34.09% with Shy's attacks towards ninjas. We are planning to make constant updates when a new class is released so that you can now check the damage rate via the Adventurer's Guide. For those of you wondering where the adventure guide is, it's not in game, it's on their website. So you would go to console.playblackdesert.com. I'll go ahead and link this in the description below. You'll click on the 3 lines, and if you guys are on the app, you'll do the same thing, but through the app on the Black Desert Plus app. So you go here down to adventure guide, and then you'll have all these introductions here. Introduction, the story, just scroll down until you see the class damage ratios, which I already have it up already, so that's good. And here you guys can check each and every single class, their damage ratios compared to other classes and opposing classes. So like I said, I'll link this down in the description below. They also changed the upper limit and lower limit for the increases and decreases in movement speed, attack speed, and casting speed that can be applied all at once to your character. Change to get up to a total of an extra 150% for movement speed, attack speed, casting speed that increases with buffs, enhancement levels, and skill add-ons. Therefore, the maximum stats for your character's movement speed, attack speed, and casting speed are 250%. So according to this, your attack speed, casting speed, and movement speed will not exceed over 250%. They also changed the debuffs and how they work. They have an example down here. For say if you have a skill that decreases movement speed by negative 80%. The effect is applied when your character's movement speed is at 160%, but only movement speed negative 50% will be applied on your character's movement speed, bringing it down to 110%. That extra 30% that exceeds the 50% will not be applied. So keep that in mind when you guys are looking at debuffs and maximum caps for your movement speed, casting speed, and attack speed. To elaborate even further, they did provide us an illustration, just so if anybody has any questions and didn't really understand me explaining it, I'll go ahead and just read this illustration off. The character's movement speed, attack speed, and casting speed can be increased by a maximum of 150%. As a result, a character's maximum movement, attack, casting speed is 250%. The character's movement, attack, casting speed can be reduced by a maximum of 50%. As a result, a character's minimum movement, attack, casting speed is 50%. Effects that exceed the minimum and max values will not apply. They changed all resistances across the board for all classes up to 80% in PvP. Before, it was 60% in PvP with ignored enemies max resistance of 100% max. and 60% in PvP. Now we have a 80% resistance in PvP, and ignore max resistance in PvP 80%. Keep that in mind when you all are PvP. We also have graduation for those of you who want to graduate on the season server. Don't forget to use that Fugar's timepiece. I really don't have to go into this too much because you guys should pretty much know what to do by now. But for those of you who are new, you guys are going to talk to Fugar once you have completed your season pass and chat with him and ask him to convert your character to normal and just follow the quest line from there. You will get a bunch of rewards from the gift box full of memories once you graduate. Also, if you're a new player, if you have not already completed the Pen boss gear, the Old Moon Guild's best deal, you'll be able to exchange all your Pen Tuvala gear for Tet boss gear through Jetna, the NPC located in the bigger cities, Heidel and Velia for example. But do keep in mind that you will get a season boss gear exchange coupon. What this means is you can go ahead and convert one Pen Tuvala into a Tet boss gear, but you can go ahead and enhance and Kafra's this Tet boss gear. If you go through Jetna, you have to go through her special quest line, special crystals in order to pin those boss gears. But with this boss gear exchange coupon, you can choose one Pen Tuvala gear to exchange into a boss gear at Tet, and you guys can go ahead and enhance it and use Kafras on it. Keep in mind that you cannot sell this on the marketplace. They also added the Pen Capotia accessories that you get out of seasons. For those of you who've already done seasons, you guys already know the rules behind not being able to get other pens. For new players, keep in mind that once you choose a category of a pen item, you cannot go back and choose that same category. Also, the conditions in order to get the season special gift coupon, which is for the Pen Capotia quest, characters must be level 20 or higher and have completed the season server graduation into the big wide world. So you have to graduate before you get a coupon. And we do have the Capotia earring, Capotia ring, Perella star, belt, Advice of Volks, and Capotia necklace. If you guys are new and you guys are watching this video, pick the accessory that's gonna give you the most AP gains. It's that simple. So whatever gives you the most AP gains, pick that. And I'm pretty sure for those of you who are new, it's gonna be the Pen Capotia necklace, because even for some players who have been in the game for a while, they're gonna choose that as well. Now we have the secret scroll of equilibrium that everyone's been talking about, asking when to use it. What you're gonna do is go into your inventory and press A on the item and find location, and it will auto path you to Elliston in Velia. Go ahead and follow this in the video. Once you're here in Velia, you're gonna bring yourself over here to Elliston, and you're gonna go to his exchange option with the equilibrium scroll in hand, and he will give you the equilibrium chest box. I recommend opening it on a character that you want to do the transfer with. I don't know if it's character bound, I doubt it, but just to be safe than sorry, you know what I mean? So once that's all done, it will give you the health experience exchange coupon, breath and strength, and also experience and skill coupons. So you can exchange a lot of things off of one character onto another. Alright, we have the Guardian class. Man, I've been waiting for this rework for so damn long because she gets buffs across the board, and all you guys know that I am a Guardian main because Guardian is just straight up bae. We have Mutilation, Beast Demolisher, Avalanche Strike, Axe Throw, and Black Blood Circle. Fix an issue where linking Prime Boulder Crush with Fierce Disdain would hit more than intended. They also improved the following skills to process hits better on Uneven Heights, Scornful Slash, Dragon's Maw, Pulverization, Mutilation, and Black Blood Slaughter. There's been multiple times where you'll get a Pylon in Hystria and an Elton will be on a damn rock and it'll be just a bitch to hit this thing. So this is going to be a good quality of life for the Guardian. First up though, we're going to go ahead and go through the main weapon successions, and we do have Prime Claw Reveal, and the hit damage goes from 816 to 1216%. We do have Absolute Amua's Abjurgation, which goes from 705% to 1131%. Then we have Black Blood's Descent, which goes from 801% to 1447%. Then we have Flow Black Blood Eruption, which all damage applies Black Blood Circle damage times 4. Now we'll do it 6 times. Then we have Bone Freezing Wind, critical hit damage plus 11.5%, and then it goes to plus 10% with all AP plus 12. Next up, we have Chokeslam. As you guys all know, or maybe you guys do not know, they went ahead and balanced all the grabs for every single class, because a lot of people were complaining about it. You know, I guess I understand to a point, but you know, it's whatever. But Chokeslam 1-2 Absolute got a negative cooldown of 15 second cooldown. It used to be 8-8-7, now it's 16-15. Next up, we got Prime Black Blood Circle. We got hit damage 519 to 1170% times 10 to 667 to 1456% times 10. And then 1, 2, 3 Prime Black Blood Circle gets a negative 44.75% in PvP, and 4 damage also gets negative 52% in PvP. Next up, we got Prime Savage Hack. First, second hit damage 741 to 1071%. Third hit damage 741 to 1071% times 4. And then fourth hit damage 741 to 1071% times 5. Now, Prime Savage Hack now has attack 1, 2, and 3 damage 906 to 1256% times 5. And last attack damage 906 to 1256 times 7. We also have Prime Boulder Crush, which is 1-2 hit damage 813 to 1509% to 813 to 1509% times 4. And then we have the 813 to 1509% times 6 for the third and fourth hit. And damage in PvP got reduced by 37% from 30%. Next up, we have Prime Mountain Slam. The hit damage goes from 508 1086% times 9 to 653 to 1332% times 9. Next up, we have Prime Avalanche Strike, which is hit damage is 748 to 1080% times 7 up to now 914 1236% times 9. Then we have Amua's Abjugation. It gets a negative damage 35% in PvP. That was before. Now that got upped to negative 45% in PvP. Next up, we have Prime Mutilation Prime Black Blood Slaughter, changed to apply their max hits within the entire area of effect. Then we have Fierce Disdain, improved to combo smoother into other skills when Fierce Disdain is used laterally. Mutilation Black Blood Slaughter fixed the issue where comboing into Savage Hack after using these skills would activate Avalanche Strike first. And then we have Amua's Abjugation, improved to combo into other skills more smoothly after using this skill. Then we have Amua's Abjugation again, changed the following speed to appear more natural when the skill is used on a slope. Then we have Juggernaut Sturdy Step Guard, fixed the issue where trying to combo into Avalanche Strike and Boulder Crush Savage Hack during the skills would activate Juggernaut Smite. And then we have Sturdy Step, improved to combo into other skills more smoothly after using it. In the next part, we have Guardian's Awakening. We have Scornful Slash with a 1-2 hit damage of 564 to 910% times 3 with a Trial of Fire hit damage 451 to 728% times 2 with a max 4 hits and air attack. Now, Scornful Slash has a removed attack 1 and 2 damage. Trail of Fire attack damage goes up to 851 to 1431% times 5 with a max of 2 hits. Changed so max hits apply for all attack ranges. So it doesn't matter how far you are, it's going to smack the shit out of you at whatever range. Next up, we have Searing Fang. First hit burn damage 415 to 682% times 2, max 5 hits. Trial of Fire damage in PvP is negative 30%. That is before. Now, Searing Fang has an attack 1 Trail of Fire damage, and that got up to 518, 852% times 8. And the Trial of Fire damage gets a negative 65% in PvP for damage. Next up, we have Neck Impaler. If you guys know what's coming, the cooldown goes up to negative 15 seconds. So instead of 7-second cooldown, it has a 15-second cooldown. Then we have God Incinerator. Its hit damage is 593, 909% times 14. That is before. Now it does buku damage to 751 to 1056% times 14. So yeah, that's a lot of damage, a lot of buffs for Guardian. If you guys haven't yet, make a Guardian. She's pretty badass when it comes to PvE. I would say PvE, she's about S tier. Just hits just right on the S tier bracket, and also A for PvP. We also have guard change to be unavailable when the guard gauge is 0. Then we have Searing Fang, change to apply its max hits in its entire area of effect. Then we have Searing Fang again, fix the issue where comboing into Fierce Disdain during the skill activated flow suppress, and improve to combo into certain skills more smoothly after its attack 1 and 2. Then we have Flow to Ashes, improve to combo more smoothly into Glorious Advance after using it. That concludes the Guardian reworks. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to Dark Knight. Next up, we have the Elegant Dark Knight. We got a new skill called Flow Vadir Strike. Required level is 30 or higher. Required skill points are 10. Required MP to use this skill is 40 and the cooldown is 7 seconds. You must have the preceding skill Air Strike 2 to get this. So it's up and O after Airstrike, or up and B after Airstrike to utilize this. It does have ×2 max hit 4 hits, then a maximum 10 targets, all DP -20 for 10 seconds on hits, and then a super armor during the skill down attack. It's gonna be amazing. And then we have changed Lucius Snare to Hallucination Snare. Hallucination Snare now is 45 or higher to get it. 18 points, required 30 MP, cooldown is 12 seconds, and preceding skill is Chain Dusk. So you must have Chain Dusk before you can get Hallucination Snare. And this is left or right on circle to combo into Chain Dusk after activating while standing. When used via quick slot, can be used with your Verdiant. So it's left or right circle or left or right B, depending on what platform you are on. And the attack damage on this is 800% times 3, accuracy rate plus 50%, maximum 7 targets, stun on hits, explode 15 seconds after summoning. That's going to be amazing. And I see no PvP disqualifications here, so I'm assuming you can use this in PvP, but we're going to do some gameplay later on, just so you guys watch this video, stay tuned for a stream later on today. Next, we have Hallucination Snare, combos with Chain Dusk when pressing LSBO and activates to the right and left. Activates while in place when using through quick slot. When activated to the right and left, snares will be created on opposite ends of your character, and when activated in place, a snare will be created where your character is standing. And here is the preview for that. So it just makes a bunch of beautiful dark roses. That's pretty badass. I like it a lot. Then they have Repeated Annihilation, changed to Flow Dark Execution, a flow skill of Nocturne. We got a Repeated Annihilation and Flow Dark Execution into Flow Dark Execution. Must be level 50 to unlock it, have 42 points, and have the preceding skill Nocturne. Required MP 35. During Nocturne to get behind the enemy and use a slash attack during Nocturne to get behind the enemy and use an upward strike. So when using Nocturne, you're gonna push left, and when you push left, you'll get behind the enemy to slash, and when you push right, you'll get behind the enemy to do an upward strike. It has a slash attack damage of 1236% times 7 and an upward strike attack damage 961% times 3 with a critical hit rate of 50%, an accuracy rate of 10%, and a maximum of 10 targets. Floating on upward strike hits, damage -20% for PvP only. Next, we have the move behind the enemy during Nocturne preview. So here is the first, that is the right, and then here is the second. Pretty sweet. Next, major changes to the following skills. We have Chain Dusk, can be activated other than as a combo movement for Dust 1 and 2. Then we have Obsidian Ashes Prime and Obsidian Ashes. Increased speed of skills motions can be comboed with Smoky Haze, improved to combo more quickly into another skill. Then we have Smoky Haze, no character collision while using this skill. We have Dark Shadow, DP buff applied before comboing into another skill. Ring menu unavailable, cannot be activated when your guard gauge is at 0. Then we have Spirit Combustion, got an all accuracy rate plus 5% and a critical hit damage plus 10%. Then we have Corrupt Ground, increased speed of skill motions, changed attack range of certain hits to match the actual description. Then we have Absolute Corrupt Ground, and its attack damage is 1550% times 7. So instead of times 6, it's now times 7. Then we have Pervasive Darkness, combos with enforcement after hits are applied, pretty sweet. Combo with flow termination during enforcement, hold RT or R2 after enforcement, so change the way you use that. Then we have Prime Wheel of Fortune, critical hit rate plus 50%, 2 critical hit rate plus 0%, and increased attack range, so now you can attack even further with no critical hit rate. Then we have Prime Ravage Rake. It now has a buff of attack 1 damage 714 to 1173% times 3, and then attacks 2 and 3 damage goes from 714 to 1173 times 4, so a slight buff with the multiplier of 4 instead of 3, and then the attack 1 damage has a multiplier of 3 instead of 2. And then slightly increased attack range, improved to activate attacks 2 and 3 more quickly. Then we have Prime Nocturne, which increases max range approximately by 23%. Then we have Prime Airstrike. It now has an attack damage of 1156 times 3, extra attack damage 1156% times 4, damage negative 35% in PvP, includes comboing with Flow Vidir Strike, slightly increased speed before attack, max distance traveled remains the same, and guard extra damage on attack 1. Next we have Prime Capotia Slash, improved to combo more quickly with Dusk while charging, can activate combo attacks with Smoky Haze. Then we have Prime Lunacy of Vidir. It now has a 9-second cooldown from 12 seconds, a critical hit rate of 100% in PvP only, and then a critical hit rate of 50% in PvE only. Improved to combo more quickly into another skill, improved to combo more quickly into Dusk, and also can be activated with LT or L2 plus RT/R2. Increased attack range. Then we have Prime Spirit's Legacy 3. It used to have an 11-second cooldown, and now it has an 8-second cooldown. And its hit damage got buffed up to 1297% times 8. Now we have Prime Twilight Dash. Hit damage used to be 1056% times 6. Now it got attack damage 1173% times 6. Also, we have extra attack damage 1056% times 6, and the critical hit rate plus 50% in PvP only, and activated in the direction of the camera angle. Next we have Prime Slanted Balance. Critical hit rate plus 100% PvE only, slightly increased range where floating is applied. Prime Slanted Balance. It's a frontal guard added, slightly increased speed when comboing into Pervasive Darkness. Next we have Prime Enforcement, slightly increased speed of comboing into Flow Termination. Then we have Shadow Strike, change to activate combo with another skill only after the attack. Change the point when attack is applied to match the actual motions of your character. Airstrike, Twilight Dash, Trap of Vidir, Spirit Hunt, Flow Darkness Outpouring, and Balance Strike continues your character's motion more naturally when used in the air. We also have Prime Lunacy of Vidir, increased the speed of attack motion slightly when using the command keys after the following skills: Prime Wheel of Fortune, Prime Enforcement, Flow, Termination, Prime Capotia Slash. Spirit Legacy, fixed the issue where the motion appeared abnormal when attacking or getting struck during the skill. Prime Nocturne, fixed the issue where the skill would activate after learning when comboing with the following skill was using a certain skill: Ravage Rake, Enforcement, Prime, Lunacy of Vidir, and Shadow Bullet. Flow Termination, fixed the issue where the floating effect would stack, Smoky Haze fixed where the damage was not being applied properly when comboing after Obsidian Ashes 1 to Absolute. Next up, we have Dark Knight's Awakening. Flow Darkness Outpouring is a skill that you can get at level 60 with 30 points required. Preceding skills flowed Bombardment, so you guys need that before getting this skill. Required stamina 200, cooldown 7 seconds. Unavailable during cooldown. Hold R1 after Flow Bombardment skill to perform forward attacks. Hold R2 after Flow Bombardment skill to perform backstep attacks. All damage applies Shattering Darkness, Phantom Blades attack damage times 5. Forward guard during backstep attacks with the skill. So the forward guard only happens when you do the backstep. So R2 or right trigger, and R1 for a forward attack, or RB on the Xbox. It also provides floating on frontal hits. No character collision while moving backward. That means you just go through people. Pretty sick. Next we have Twilight Dash. These are the changes. Activation in the direction of the camera angle. Next we have Touch of Exploitation 1 to 4. It has received a buff of more hits of 423, 923% times 4, max 3 hits. Last attack damage 423, 923% times 5. It also has forward guard during the skill, bound on last attack hits upon learning core level of the skill, changed speed of motions, changed attack range, improved to combo more quickly into other skills. Next we have Flow Root of Catastrophe, negative 11 second cooldown. That's what it was before. Now it has an 8.5 second cooldown with super armor during the attack. Next up we have Seed of Catastrophe 4. Used to have a cooldown of 9 seconds, now it's 8. Grip of Grudge, hit damage 988% times 1, max 8 hits. That's what it was before. Now, its attack damage is 1251% times 9, increased attack range. Then we have Shadow Bullet 1 to 2. Absolute Shadow Bullet cannot be activated in Awakening. That's the way it was before. Now it can be activated in Awakening. That's pretty sick. Yeah, I really like that, yo. All right. Now we have Spirit's Legacy, improved to combo more smoothly into other skills. Then we have Spirit's Hunt 1 through 3. Its hit damage was 932 to 1338% times 4 before. Now it has an attack damage of 932 to 1338% times 5. Next up we have Dark Nebula. Dark Nebula used to have a first hit damage of 1341% times 6 and a second hit damage of 1341% times 4. Now its first attack has 1341% times 5 and an attack 2 damage of 1341% times 5. So 1 less times on the 1 and then 1 more times on the attack 2. Next we have Flow Bombardment. Change the motions to be more natural when comboing with another skill after using it forward. Then we have Dusk Hallucination. Can be learned in Awakening. Change to a basic passive effect of Dusk 1 and 2. So according to that, it's no longer an Awakening skill, it's just a passive effect of Dusk 1 and 2. Next up we have Cluster of Despair, made the following improvements. Increased attack range, can be comboed with certain skills by pressing RT or R2. Improved to combo with certain skills more quickly. So before it was Cluster of Despair, and it was 5640, 60 seconds, 12 second cooldown, R1, R2, with a lower damage output. Now the Cluster of Despair has a new icon, and it's still 56 and 40, 60 MP required, 12 second cooldown, activated the same way with R1 and R2, and you can also quick slot it. But now its Phantom Blade does 1323% times 12 instead of 976. Its accuracy rate is plus 12%, so that's the same. Its maximum 10 targets, so that's the same as well. Movement speed negative 25% for 10 seconds on hits, that is also the same. But this is what's different. Now it gives super armor during the skill, and damage in PvP is negative 35%, while it was just nullified in PvP with a 3.9% damage. So yeah, pretty good buffs. Then we have Smoking Haze. Fix the issue where your character would collide with other characters while moving when using Awakening. So no longer that's going to happen. Shattering Darkness. Flow Bombardment. Change the skill demo to now begin in Phantom Blade mode. next up, we're going to go ahead and go over events ushering in the new year, or the joys of the new year. So now this is available after this maintenance to January 12th, so keep that in mind. During the event period, find the NPC Laura near Coastal Cliff to obtain the event for a joyous new year. But she is near Coastal Cliff, and here's the picture here. You guys can go and reference that real quick. Coastal Cave, and then the cliff is here. That's where you want to be when you go visit her. And she will give you a quest called for a joyous of new year. Wish the children a new year. You're going to want to input this, type this out exactly like this. Happy New Year, all one word. And then the rewards will be contribution experience 50, event box full of wishes times 1. Type in the phrase Happy New Year in general chat to complete the quest. This quest can be completed once per family. Open the event box full of wishes to obtain all of the following items. And this gives you Caphra Stone bundles 50 to 100, Memory Fragment bundle 50 to 100, Prawn Stone bundle 50 to 100, and a Merv's Palette 15 days. So look forward to that. And then we also have during the event, kill monsters and obtain the following items at a set chance to receive a joyful pouch of fortune. These can be sold to the NPC for 100,000 silver, or you can turn them into Laura via quest to receive certain rewards, such as item drop rate plus 10% for 2 hours, skill experience 50% 2 hours, and life experience for 10% for 2 hours. The next event that we have on the list is Marnie's One Fuel Experiment. Now this is going to be available from the 10th all the way up to the 19th. And all you need is one unstable fuel to tag your character. And last but not least, the Mysterious Knight has returned to give you all that bomb-ass skill experience plus 300%. And he will appear anywhere in Black Desert. So take advantage of that 300% skill experience, because I know all y'all saying how much skill points you want and how you don't have enough. So now's the time to go farm skill points. Other than that, guys, I will be streaming later on today, so look forward to that. We'll be answering questions, so if you want to bring any new players along with you, you know, it's just gonna be a good old time with some Guardian. I'll probably even get on my Dark Knight and play with her. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, smack that like button. If you guys want more Black Desert content for the console, subscribe. Your homie Xenopane out. Peace.